Greetings. I remember when engineers were introduced, this insane random, insane material grind. If I remember correctly, we had 1000 limit for materials. Imagine like, how many? 60, 80 material types, and 1000 is the total limit. I remember insane requirements to unlock engineers. There was no module storage, so you had to sell and buy back on another ship. You had a lot of ships just as containers. There were no material traders, so you could not trade any materials, and because the base principle was you need specific kind of materials, and for specific material you need specific kind of activity, many players choose to ignore completely engineering. And if that happens in a game, it tells you a lot about game mechanics. They changed a lot since then, added module storage space, material trader, many new mods and special effects. Many old ones were tweaked. Do you remember crazy railgun with feedback cascade? Or torpedoes with reverberating cascade? Cannons with force shell or thermal cascade? And list goes on and on. Insane. We also have several new engineers now. Changed some blueprints, reduced requirements for unlocking engineers. It's all easier. Plus, it used to be really all random, even while Frontier called it controlled random, which made me smile. Of course it's controlled, because every random has a range from and to. And to roll grade 5 mods you had to unlock grade 5 access. It used to be quite extreme. I remember it took me, I think, more than 100 rolls to unlock it. Now you still need to have grade 5 access to roll grade 5 mods, but now it only takes 2 modules to mod from grade 1 to grade 5 to unlock grade 5. So what they did is made it much easier. All mods have exactly same ceilings now, so eventually you will get there. And that means that most modules are identical, or very close. Why I don't really like this is because first you have normal modules. Then Frontier introduce upgrade for normal modules, and if you want to try them, you will have to work for that. And there are some very nice special effects you really like to have. Before engineering, you could get only weapons with some funny effects only from power play. So we worked hard for engineering modules. After some time, they changed that. So new mods are slightly better, so everybody who wants again to get better mods have to work for that. Now we have Guardian weapons, we have Targoid weapons, new toys. I would not be surprised to see engineer modded Guardian weapons next. So we will have to work hard for those again. And then engineer mod Targoid weapons. Work hard again. You see where I'm going with that? They don't introduce new game mechanics, they just give us modules and tell us do this and that and many times to achieve this. Of course many players will choose to ignore that. Some players will tell you don't need that, blah blah, but it's a game. And if there is an item, I as a gamer want to try it out and see for myself. It's normal. It's how most players feel. If there is something, they want to experience that. Why limit yourself? But if implementation is insane, at some point you will ask yourself, is it worth it? And that's how Frontier is trying to keep players involved, by just dumping out new modules slightly better than before and making us work hard. Special effect change is the best in my opinion, you can buy it. So you know exactly what you want, you go for it. Before that, if you rolled the God module and special effect was wrong, well, roll again and again. I remember I was rolling crazy amount. I spent so much materials, and then the legacy mods became obsolete, and if you want to have new grade 5, reroll from grade 4 again. Waste of materials if you ask me. Now let's take a look at what makes no sense to me. We have engineers with no grade 5 mods. Why do we have them? I think there are 2 of those. It makes no sense to me, because there are engineers with same mods, but they allow you to upgrade up to grade 5. Why do we have those 2? It's a mystery. Module must be mounted to ship before it can be modded. Really? Especially funny it's when you mod power plant. Every time you generate, it just goes off and on, off and on. Wow. It's like engineers trying to fix your TV which is still plugged in. Makes no sense. Also, it's a huge waste of time for players who want to upgrade different class modules that doesn't fit on same ship. An example, you have 3 thrusters, you will have to fly 3 times to Professor Palin if you can't fit them on same ship. We can pin 1 blueprint per engineer, but can't pin special effects, so we still have to travel there. Which especially doesn't make sense because all engineers have exactly same special effects. I mean, they don't specialize on their own special effects. And if every engineer who has blueprints, in example for beam laser, has all special effects available, why we need to travel to them? They are universal apparently. So it's another waste of time for players. If you want special effect, you will have to fly anyways, no matter if you have this blueprint pinned or no. Final result for all players is same, but materials spent differ. This is really annoying to me. Why we should pay different amount of materials and especially different amount of grade 4 and 5 materials, because this is where biggest difference happens for exactly same module. Makes no sense. I was upgrading 2 huge beam lasers with efficient mod, and for one it took 11 rolls, for other 17. And of course the difference came from grade 4 and 5 rolls, which require quite nice amount of materials. Basically, different players for exactly same module are paying different amount of materials, which makes no sense. In my opinion, it's a waste of time again, because if you are short on materials and you calculated more or less how much you might need, you go there, you are unlucky. Instead of 4 modules that you were hoping to upgrade, you only could upgrade 3. To me, it would make sense if we would be able to predict completely how much materials we need per mod. So grade 1 1 roll, grade 2 2 rolls, grade 3 3 rolls, grade 4 4 rolls, and grade 5 5 rolls to get maxed out. That way everybody would know exactly how many materials they need. And lastly, engineers still require grade 5 access for grade 5 mods, which made perfect sense before, because you could roll grade 5 without need to roll from grade 1. But now it doesn't make much sense. Anyway, it's more like a small inconvenience, because you can easily unlock grade 5 by just upgrading 2 mods. And now let's take a look at what I would like to see implemented. I mean, mostly these are time savers for players, so instead of flying pointlessly around, upgrading their ships, they can be doing stuff they enjoy. First of all, player market for materials and mods. Imagine if you could sell your mods which you don't want anymore and buy mods you want to try. Now to achieve that, you will have to mod, then destroy or store your module and mod again. But to mod again, you will have to find materials, to grind again, to waste your time. So in my opinion, player market for materials and mods would save all problems for players, especially for ones who hate engineering and who don't want to grind materials. They could just get what they want and be done. Not gonna happen. Well, it's not like this is a multiplayer game where all players in open eventually can meet each other, but then it's fine to take grinding mechanics from MMOs and implement in Elite. We have what we have. Next, remote module transfer to engineer locations. That would save me hours and hours of waiting. Now you have to fly and dock at engineer's outpost, go to outfitting, request delivery of your modules, and wait. You can't do anything. Well, you can fly around pointlessly because you are in a quite stupid ship. You took a ship with more or less good jump range that can fit most modules you want to upgrade. And then you just wait for modules to arrive. And if it's far away, in example, I had to wait 1 hour 20 minutes for modules to arrive. Then you upgrade those modules, fly back to your home base, request module delivery, and wait again if you need those modules. Basically, game is just forcing players to take breaks. Usually when I dock at station request module transfer, I just quit playing for an hour or 2. And now imagine if player has only 1 hour a day. I would say ship transfers for such long periods is okay, but modules, no, it's just a waste of time. Or allow us to transfer modules beforehand, so we transfer them and then fly there, or significantly reduce module transfer timing. Module testing would be very useful, especially for weapons, but also if you want to see how your ship feels with these thrusters or those thrusters, which special effect do what. Most people need to try to see what fits their gameplay and what doesn't. Why not allow us to buy for 1 hour, in example? We pay 50,000 credits and we get 1 module upgrade for 1 hour with 1 special effect of our choice. And when time's up, mod is just removed. That would be very helpful. Trading materials directly with engineers. I mean, there are material traders all over the place, but the only place where we really would need them are engineer outposts. We might not calculate correctly, especially because we can't really predict how many materials we would need, especially from grade 4 and 5, which are quite rare, because grade 4 and 5 rolls may differ greatly. Sometimes you could roll what you want in 3-4 rolls at grade 5, sometimes it would take 6-7 rolls, so it differs greatly. And there is no way to get materials you need right away. Next, I would like to see more mods, especially for buggy or ship-launched fighters. But buggy? Why buggy is left alone? Why there are no variants of buggies? No mods for buggies. Also, Fuel Scoop could benefit from some mods or special effects. And engineer-specific missions is what I wanted to see from the day one when engineers were implemented, especially for unlocking them. Why not make engineers give you missions? And mission rewards can be module upgrades or materials. So if I would take a break for 20 months again, this is what I would like to see when I come back. Play safe, commanders.